Welcome back, everybody, to another tremendous day in CS2 case market coverage. We're just going to be jumping right into this because we do not waste your time or your money here at this channel. It's been a huge day of growth. So many cases taking off today from where they've been the last few days. And we're just going to go ahead and start looking at it here with the newest rare case. The snake jumped about 2 cents from yesterday up to 34 cents. The clutch case has held its value here, sitting at around 71 cents. Soon to move up to 72, though, within the coming days. If you go ahead and look at what's listed on the market, the CS20s dropped about a cent to about the 87, but this is where we start seeing big drops. So the Prismas are up from about a dollar to a dollar one, or big gains here on these ones. Prismas are up to about a dollar one. Prisma twos are all the way to a dollar 15. These have came from behind all the way and matched the danger zone cases. Danger zone cases are actually slightly above these. We're going to go ahead and take a look at that in just a second. But if you come ahead and look at the last month on these, starting at about 87 cents all the way up to a buck 15, that is a huge, huge percentage change on a case like this, especially with so many still in circulation. So we're going to be continuing to keep our eye on this. I will say it's probably going to go down eventually, but that does not mean it has to happen anytime soon. And it could continue to rise far above this before it has its fall off point. Same with all of these cases, but you never know. You never know when it could be. And even when it does hit a slight fall off, you have to keep in mind that it's always going to go back up because there's only a limited number of these rare cases. So here with the danger zones, this is one that we saw take a steep climb in really early December. You can't really see that on this month graph, but really it did. You can see it, really the beginnings of it, or the mid tier of it, where it was up at 94 cents. Now it's up to over and up to a dollar 17, which is a 2 cent jump from yesterday. So all the way up to a buck 17 on these, still pushing ahead towards that 120 zone where they will be eventually. So keep your eye on the danger zone cases. The shadow cases gained about 2 cents. Falchion cases stayed the same. Horizons really have stayed the same at about 166, just a couple offloaders here at 158, and soon probably going to be pushing into 167 and above. Uh, the revolver case is one that we've seen really pretty much go all the way up to $3. The revolver case we're really seeing after these couple case sales pretty much just about at that $3 range. It's going to be cracking for the first time. So exciting stuff on that revolver case. The Spectrum case, now this is one, the Spectrum 2, that originally hit this $3 price a little while ago when it really hit its peak, but has fallen off for a little while now with really a couple weeks or so, and has today in the last couple of days taken its climb back up to $3, up over $3, where it should continue to climb over time up past $3. So big day for the Spectrums going up. So you can really see on every single one of these lower priced rare cases, which I generally coin as being the best investments, though there's not a bad investment on the case market. All of these lower priced cases are going up big time. So get in while you can on these. Now with the mid-tier price cases, we've really not seen too much growth on some of these. Now, with the Spectrum specifically, we're seeing them go back up near their all-time high at about 450. They peaked at like 460-ish a little while ago, but this is really the highest they've been, and it's kind of solidly at this price now. It's climbed back up after some declines where it went for a little while up to the 450 range. So looking like it's going to continue growing at that price range if people continue to keep buying these up. Now the shattered web case up about 10 cents. That's the only other real substantial mover we've seen on these. Same thing with these higher priced cases, and these fluctuate so much day to day. I mean, they do move. It's just, it's not worth covering them just because it's going to be so up and down every single day on these. So with these lower priced cases, though, again, these I always say are the best investment. Really, $3 or under, but even above $3 is not a bad investment because rare cases over time are going to appreciate as they get opened and there's less and less in circulation and in existence. So yeah, really been a big day for the market on a lot of these cases, but I just want to thank you guys for coming out. This isn't an extremely long uh, covering today, but really just a lot of growth. Again, let's go ahead and just quickly review the cases that we've seen growth on today. Specifically, it's been the snakebite case, the Prisma 1 case, the Prisma 2 case. We've seen substantial growth on the Prisma 2 case today. The Danger Zone case, we've seen growth on up about 2 cents. The Shadow case, we've seen growth on up about pretty much 2 cents from where it was yesterday at about 140. And the Revolver case, we've seen growth just about into the $3 range. The Spectrum 2 case, up over the $3 range again. So just something to keep your eye on with all of these cases. And I don't, not too much movement has been happening really within the last week, 2 weeks on these mid-tier price cases, though that could change if some investors begin moving in on those, but they haven't seemed to for a little while. These lower price cases, though, have been seeing a ton of movement. So keep your eye on these. The market's been booming the last month, month and a half on these. It's been going absolutely insane. If you go ahead and look at where any of these cases have been, literally just a matter of months ago. I mean, it's actually quite staggering. They stayed at this price for so long, and I do think that they are going to break that barrier into the next price range. If you go ahead and look at any of these older cases that are up a little bit higher now, you'll see that they like, for example, the Spectrum case in their growth patterns will stay at these stagnant ranges before climbing up, because this is kind of like during all of these years, cases are still getting open at a very large rate every single day. But the price doesn't really adjust. So you'll generally see a market correction when the price adjusts and there's no more investors willing to offload for these prices. So when that market price adjusts here, like for example, on this older Spectrum case, the price rises and then it'll generally stay at that high price. And then when the market needs to adjust from there, it will gain again from there. So that's what we're seeing on almost all of these cases, and I believe especially with these lower price cases right now, like if you come ahead and look at cases that have really been booming, like the Horizons, for example. I've been mentioning these. These are up. Haven't been growing a ton the past couple days, but I like to look at these a lot specifically because like if you come ahead and look at their growth pattern, how I mentioned they hovered around the older cases hovered around that certain price range for a while until the price reached the true value of how many there are out in inventories and in circulation. So right now we've been seeing it stagnate at around this $1-ish range for many years now. I believe this is currently why we're seeing this jump so dramatically from, a dollar 12-ish to all the way up over into a dollar 60-ish range here where we are currently is because in my opinion, I do believe we're seeing the market correct. That is the opinion of a few of my other investing friends that are in the case market right now, is that we are seeing probably going to be likely continuing to be a pretty large correction. It's already been a very large correction on the market, but it's not guaranteed to end at any point. And it's not just the Spectrum case. If you go ahead and look at any of these cases, um, again, you'll see them stay stagnant at a price for a long period of time. And then once the market corrects, you'll see it grow up and then stay stagnant at a new price. So eventually we're going to be seeing these level off when they reach their true value. But it does look to me on all of these cases is why we're seeing such a steep climb on these. Even the danger zones, like used to be very low, hit that higher price range and then stayed stagnant here and looks to be hitting a correction, which is why it stayed, at 60, 80-ish cents for so long, 80-ish, 90 cents, and now is really bludgeoning up to a 120 and higher height than it's ever seen before. Same with a lot of these cases. So thank you guys for coming out for another day of CS2 case market coverage. I couldn't do this without you guys. Thank you all for being out here and stay tuned for another day tomorrow. Thank you all and peace out.